Ganondorf is one of the most iconic characters in the Legend of Zelda series, and he could be set to return in the upcoming Tears of the Kingdom. We've seen hints and clues so far, namely that mummified corpse under Hyrule Castle discovered by Link and Zelda in that first trailer, but Nintendo could be about to reintroduce Ganondorf in an upcoming Nintendo Direct. Well, today I'm going to take a look at the prospect of Ganondorf coming back, plus look at Ganondorf's role in the recent Legend of Zelda games. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Zelda content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. Well, before we get into it today, let me know in the comments if you want to see Ganondorf coming back, plus what role do you think he's going to play in the story? Is he going to be a friend or is he going to be a foe? Well, I'm going to have a look ahead to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, but first let's have a look backwards, and most recently with Breath of the Wild. So Ganondorf didn't make a direct appearance in Breath of the Wild, but Calamity Ganon certainly resembles him when he takes his final boss form. So Calamity Ganon has similar facial hair to Ganondorf in the Wind Waker, and it's possible that Calamity Ganon was trying to resurrect Ganondorf, but was interrupted by Link and Zelda before he could finish. So Ganondorf has shown off powers and abilities to resurrect in the past, and Calamity Ganon can resurrect enemies during a blood moon, and when his powers are at their peak. And Calamity Ganon can effectively call upon an undead army. Well, Ganondorf is alluded to in Breath of the Wild. For example, a Zora stone monument speaking of a sage princess. Now, Ganondorf isn't mentioned directly by name, although the monument speaks of an evil man with designs on ruling the world appeared, bringing disaster upon the Zora's domain. And that could be referring back to events in Ocarina of Time. Now, Ganondorf's Sword of the Six Sages, which he uses in Twilight Princess, is also available in Breath of the Wild if you interact with the Ganondorf amiibo. There's a description of the sword in the game, and that describes it as an ancient sword created by the sages to execute and seal away the Demon King. So the Phantom Ganon armor set is really similar to the clothes that Ganondorf wore in Ocarina of Time, and he's referenced as the Great King of Evil in the description of that armor. And the title, the Great King of Evil, is also referenced in Calamity Ganon's Hyrule Compendium as one of those titles Ganon has been known over the centuries. And of course you've got the jewel in the forehead of the Phantom set, which is a massive nod to Ganondorf himself and his iconic look. There's also an interesting quote from Urbosa's diary, and it reads, "Emissaries from Hyrule came to see me today. They informed me that I've been chosen to pilot the Divine Beast. My people are uneasy about it. They tell me such a dangerous task is not fitting for the chief. I understand their fear. However, I intend to accept this task. Calamity Ganon's resurrection does not only threaten Hyrule, but the whole world, and I refuse to sit idly by. Ganon is also closely associated with the Gerudo, an association I deeply resent, and I believe Zelda will be here soon to receive my official answer. I'm excited to see her, as always." Well, Urbosa shows an awareness there of Ganon's Gerudo origins and wants to take the fight to Calamity Ganon, given his mere existence is a stain on the Gerudo people. Urbosa appears to be one of the only Gerudo to know and understand the links between the Gerudo King and also Calamity Ganon. Princess Zelda also appears to be aware of this connection related to Ganon and Ganondorf's origins, although it's not clear as if this is common knowledge throughout the Kingdom of Hyrule. Well, let's switch our attentions now from Breath of the Wild to Twilight Princess. So we didn't see Ganondorf directly in Breath of the Wild, but there certainly appears to be knowledge of him from the past. Well, Ganondorf hasn't made an appearance in a Legend of Zelda title since Twilight Princess, where he was killed. That could explain why there's a corpse under Hyrule Castle with malice pouring out of it, with Calamity Ganon perhaps trying to resurrect this body. Now let's have a quick recap of Ganondorf's end in Twilight Princess. Well, the Water Sage attempted to execute Ganondorf in Twilight Princess, stabbing him with the Sword of the Six Sages. However, Ganondorf didn't die, presumably because he had the Triforce of power. He just turned to the Water Sage and killed them with his bare hands. The sages then sealed away Ganondorf in the Twilight Realm, where he met Zant. Ganondorf pretended to be a god and offered his powers to Zant. Ganondorf then tricked his way out of the Twilight Realm and back to Hyrule, and Link would go on to defeat Ganondorf in sword combat, with Zant appearing at the end and cracking Ganondorf's neck in terms of a mocking final gesture. And according to the Hyrule Historia book, after his death, the resentment and the evil thoughts of Ganondorf travelled through space and time and manifested through the Dark Mirror into the Shadow Links in Four Swords Adventures. Well, that brings us up to date with Ganondorf and his recent activities in the Legend of Zelda series, and also leads us to the first trailer for Tears of the Kingdom. So Link and Zelda are travelling underground and they come across a corpse under Hyrule Castle, and this corpse certainly looks like it could be the King of Thieves Ganondorf. We see flashes of thunder and a shadow thrown against the wall, which looks like it could be Ganondorf in his full form, rather than this thin corpse. In the first trailer, we see the corpse laying down, and then we see it waking up at the end. Then in the second trailer, we briefly see the corpse up and about, meaning it's going to come back to life. Now once again, we see the jewel in the middle of the head. There's indications here that this is Ganondorf, although nothing has been officially confirmed by Nintendo just yet. Some fans have expressed their desire to play as a young Ganondorf in Tears of the Kingdom. Now, we've seen in tapestries from 10,000 years ago a figure fighting against a great evil, and this could be Ganondorf rather than Link himself. So this tapestry character has Ganondorf's signature red hair, and the figure looks more like Ganondorf than it looks like Link. We've also seen a very different looking Link in the trailers, with his hair long and wild, plus he's got that strange arm as well. So there were calls from fans asking to play as Ganondorf, or perhaps Tears of the Kingdom would be representing Ganondorf's redemption story. Personally, I think this would be a massive departure for the Legend of Zelda series, and I don't really see us playing as Ganondorf, although I could see us playing as Link and maybe Zelda, but playing as Ganondorf seems a little bit far-fetched. But let me know in the comments if you want to play as Ganondorf, and if you think Nintendo are going to do it in Tears of the Kingdom. I'd really love to hear from you. So I think it's much more likely that that corpse under Hyrule Castle is Ganondorf, and that he's been resurrected through malice by some higher power. So we've seen a godlike figure in the tapestry in the latest Tears of the Kingdom trailer, and perhaps Ganondorf is being resurrected with a purpose of spreading the malice as a tool for using the malice to control and ultimately destroy Hyrule. Given we've not seen Ganondorf for some time, I think it's high time that he made a return to the mainline Zelda series, which brings the tantalising prospect of bringing together all three pieces of the Triforce once again. Well, let me know in the comments if you want to see Ganondorf come back to the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And that is it for this look at Ganondorf in Tears of the Kingdom, and as always, thank you so much for watching or listening. For more Legend of Zelda content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to Triforce Times, or you can check me out on Twitter at Triforce Times. Well, if you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.